Well, hi, what brings you in today?
Well, I've been trying to leave an abusive situation with my ex-husband. We still live together. Someone suggested that I come to Safe Haven. I have 3 kids. I didn't know if I had to leave them behind. My neighbor dropped me off here, but I have to walk back home after this.
Okay. Well, I would like to tell you a little bit about our services here. First off, I would like to congratulate you for coming in. That's a big step to come in here and to explain your story to us. All of our services are free. So, and we do accept families with children as well. So your kids would be more than welcome to stay here at the shelter. Now the way it's set up here at the shelter, we start with 30 days. So within those 30 days, there's a goal setting. So say for instance, you want to go back to school, get your GED or something like that, I don't know. We help you with that in that area. We help with the kids, getting the kids back and forth to school. So what we would do, our caseworker, her name is Jennifer, and what she would do, she would meet with you on tomorrow. And then she would explain the services that we do offer here at the shelter, if that's something that you wish to do.
My kids go to school outside of Ashland City, so how would I get them there? I don't have a car.
Well, again, Jennifer, she's wonderful with families, so she would be able to contact the school transportation and get that all set up for your kids to be able to go back and forth to school. So that wouldn't be a problem at all here at the shelter. Now, all of our rooms have cable, and our living arrangement is set up for communal living. And what that means is all the families are responsible for, say for instance, if they're cooking a meal, they're responsible for the cleanup. They're responsible for their own laundry. And so we have a communal living here at the shelter. We have a volunteer coordinator. Her name is Kelly Bendries. She helps, she does a lot of different things. She wears many hats here at the shelter, but she also runs the volunteer coordinator training service that we have, because we do have volunteers who come in at the shelter and they help clean and they answer crisis calls. They do multiple things. And then we do have our shelter manager. Her name is Cindy Kaiser. Cindy oversees the shelter, the 24-hour operation. So she supervises the residential staff at night. The residential staff, they're here 24/7, so they stay here overnight. So it's not like that you and your kids will be here left alone. So if you have any problems, any questions, you can always ask a trained advocate, because all of the advocates are trained in the field. And then we have our program coordinator. Her name is Cindy Hutnut. So you can always meet with her. She has an open door policy if that's something that you choose to do. I'm sorry, would you like a water or coffee or anything?
I'm okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thank you.
Okay. So does that sound like something that you would be interested in? Oh, another thing I wanted to mention to you, we do have a support group. We have several support groups, and what that is a support group for women and children, because they can come to the support group and they can meet other women, such as yourself. You don't have to share your story, but you're more than welcome to just come and listen. And then we have a trained therapist who comes in, and she helps with the child play therapy. She does that with the school-age kids. And then we have other staff. Her name is Katie. Katie Scott is wonderful. She works with the kids as well. So that could be another option for you. Again, does that sound like something you would be interested in?
Can we bring our own things? Am I allowed to bring my food that I have? My cloths?
Certainly. You're allowed
Any
to.
of my belongings from home I'd like to bring with me. Am I able to bring those things?
Yes, you're allowed to bring clothing and also food. We do purchase food here at the shelter, but then and again we also let the women go to the food banks too, because they are allowed to go to the food banks to purchase and get items, which they're free there too. Associated Charities has been wonderful services for us, and so we take the women down there and they're allowed to pick out clothing for the children, and as well as they get food. So that's no issue. You're allowed to bring whatever you choose to bring. However, we do have a lot of items in our basement that if you guys would need such items, such as toothpaste, toothbrush, any necessities, we do have that. And if we don't have it, we usually find a way, other resources that's out there that usually help us with that.
How would I get to the food bank? I don't have a vehicle.
We do have a van that was donated to the shelter. So usually we use the van to take the women back and forth to their different appointments. As long as it's within distance, we don't usually travel outside of the county too much. We have other resources that can help us with that. Again, it's your decision. We do, let me see, yeah. Yeah, we do, I see we do have a bed available. It's for a family, so you are more than welcome to stay here. Here at the shelter, we do have you would have your own food pantry. So we would give you a key, that way you can lock up your food. And also any food that you bring in, we ask that you would label your food, because sometimes, things do come up missing, and we wouldn't want that for you. So we ask that you would just label your food, and we'll give you a key to the food pantry, and you'll receive a key to your room as well.
If my ex-husband tracks me down, how do I know that he can't get into the shelter?
Well, our policy here is that no perpetrator are allowed on our premises. So if we find a perpetrator on the premises, then we will warn them. We will ask them to leave the premises. If they choose not to leave our premises, then what we would do, we would have to call 911. We'd have to take the next step, because we want to make sure that all families are safe. That's why we call it Safe Haven, because we want to make sure that everyone that comes here are safe. So
I'm afraid that he might have someone call the shelter to see if I'm staying there, and how I would, how he could get in contact with me.
Okay. Well, again, if he contacts the shelter, then what we would do, we're not allowed to confirm or deny that you're here. So we wouldn't tell anyone that you're here. Only people would know that you're here would be the people that you share your story with, but we're not allowed to tell anyone who's here and who's not. We do have a confidentiality form that if visitors come by here, they do have to sign a confidentiality form. And on that confidentiality form, it just states that you will not tell who's here at the shelter, and vice versa. Say, for instance, if you and I were at Walmart at the same time, you seen me and I seen you, we wouldn't be able to engage in conversation because of confidentiality. It's not that we're being disrespectful or anything, but we want to make sure that you're safe in any place that you go. So,
okay. If my ex-husband starts stalking me, is there a way that, I don't know if we could go to court? Does anyone have any information on any of the legal system?
yes, as a matter of fact, Jennifer McWilliams, she usually goes with the survivors to court. So she goes just for support, and she also has a lot of different material and information that she can share with you if you need that. So you wouldn't be alone in court. There would always be a trained advocate that could go with you. And sometimes we send two, because you may need someone to help watch the kids, and that way you're relaxed and you're calm, and you do have support there. So Jennifer has a lot of information. She's been wonderful here at the shelter, so she would accompany you for court.
Okay.
And stalking. And again, too, if stalking is one of the things that your husband is doing, I would suggest maybe you could write the dates down and the time. So it's good to have a tracking system, so that way you can show that he's been doing this consistently, and that would really help in the legal aspect of it.
Okay.
Yeah. So again, you're more than welcome to stay here if that's your choice. We start out with 30 days. Again, so we try and work forward to helping you move forward in whatever you would like to do. So again, it's up to you if you wish to stay here. You're
So
more
if
than
I've
welcome.
been here for 30 days
Mhm.
and I'm not able to obtain my housing, do I have to leave?
We do not put anyone out. We are a non-physical violence shelter, so we don't condone in violence here. That's probably the only one reason that we would ask you then to leave the premises. But after your 30 days, if you still haven't found a place to stay, or you're not comfortable, say for instance, you're just not comfortable in going back into the situation, and perhaps it's still unhealthy for you, so no, we would not put you out. We would maybe work on another plan for you and help get you moving forward that way. So don't worry about getting kicked out unless there's violence or something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, so no, don't worry about that.
Okay.
Is there anything else that we can do for you? Any other questions that you would have at this time?
Well, I might have a lot of questions along the way, but it sounds like if some staff is there 24 hours a day, I'll be able to ask anyone a question.
Yes, you would be able to ask the staff. Sometimes at night, they may shut the door to the office because that's where they sleep at, in the office. Just knock on the door and just tell them that you need assistance, you're having a hard time sleeping, you're having nightmares, because sometimes they do have flashbacks and nightmares. And so she would assist you in any way. Again, don't be afraid to knock on the door, because we're here to help you. We really want to help you and your kids move forward and feel safe. So don't be afraid to come and ask us for anything if you need anything. We do supply a room, and we do supply all the necessities that you and your kids would need while you're here. And if we don't have those things, usually Cindy or Kelly, they're wonderful too. They'll go out and they'll purchase those items that you may need, or anything like that.
Okay.
So, yeah. Oh, I wanted to share too with you, we do have curfew from Monday through Thursdays and Sundays. The curfew time is 10 p.m. Now, you're allowed to go and come as you please.
Okay.
And then on weekends, it's 12 midnight. So what that means, if you're working, say for instance, if you're working, and you have to work over those hours, just please give us a call and let us know that you're running a little bit late, because we do get concerned when the residents aren't back in. And so just give us a call, a friendly reminder that, hey, I may be a little bit late, stuck in traffic, something like that.
Okay. So you'll be able to work with my job schedule if I get a job.
We'll be able to work. Again, all we ask is that you give us a courtesy phone call to let us know that you're running a little bit behind.
Okay.
Because what we do, we usually lock the front door, and because we want to make sure everyone's safe. And so just give us a call.
Okay.
Okay.
This sounds like a good supportive option for my family.
Now, we do have an intake packet for you. So whenever you're ready to fill this paperwork out, because we have to keep track of who's here, and then contact information and liability. So when you're ready for this packet, we will give you this packet. And if you have any questions, just feel free to ask an advocate, and she'll be able to help you with the intake paperwork.
Okay.
Okay? Well, great. So thank you. Again, I'm Cindy Kay, the shelter manager there. So if you need anything, just give me a call. My office is way back in the back there with the kids, because we have a play area for the kids. And so I'm also the family advocate too. So we're back there in the back. And so if you need anything, you can just find me, and that's where I'll be at too.
Okay.
Okay?
Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much for coming in.